Hello everyone, welcome to this series. This is the first video in the series, and in this video we'll be talking about variables in Python. So what variable is? A variable is a label. It's a box in a memory. So your computer has some memory. Now we are taking a bit of that memory and we are allocating to our program. When you're declaring a variable, you are taking a bit of the memory from your computer and you are allocating to your program. Now that memory, your program owns that memory now. Now you can put stuff into that particular memory box, that particular place. You can store like numbers, you can store text, you can store all sorts of things in that memory which is allowed to be stored. So if you have any prior experience with programming languages such as C++ or C or Java, you might have known that you are used to declaring a variable with a data type. But in Python, you don't need to declare a data type. You don't declare a data type for a particular variable. So you just say, let's say A. I want to declare a variable A. So I will just say A, and now you've declared a variable. Now, when you declare a variable and you assign a value to it, so let's say A equals to 5, now the Python knows that this is an integer uh, variable. So let's save the file. Say .py is the extension of the Python files. So this is how uh, the editor or a file or a Python knows that this is a Python file ready to be compiled. So I will save it. Now you can see the color of this variable changed. So now it says this is a constant and this is the variable that I have declared. That's it. You just say a equals to 5 and you have allocated some memory and you have stored integer into that memory. You don't need to have any semicolon or anything. The next line I can just go ahead and say b equals to 6. Now I have stored two integers in the memory. Same way, I can also declare another variable, let's say z, and I can say hello world. It's that simple. I now have a string in the variable z. So I have stored a variable hello world. So I have stored a string hello world in the memory with a label z. So Python is not that aware, or it's not that clever to know this is a string. It knows you have a bunch of characters in a particular memory place, but it doesn't know that this is a word or anything. I can have something else than this thing. Python will still store it. So that's how Python works. Python doesn't understand that this is a word or this is a number string or anything. Anything inside the quotation mark will store it as it is. Now you can also declare a string with a single quotation, uh, single quotes also. So you can have double quotes or single quotes. It doesn't make any difference. I prefer to write my strings as double quotes because I'm used to using strings in this particular way, but you can use any other way too. So now there are some restrictions of declaring a label. So when you're declaring any variable in Python, you can't start the variable name with any number. The variable name has to be a character, but you can include numbers in between. You can't start the variable with a constant value, a number. You can't start with those things. You can't declare a variable with some keywords that are reserved by Python, such as def or print. So if you declare the variable with those keywords, it won't accept. It will give you an error. You can't say print equals to something. So another thing when you're declaring the variables is you can only have underscores as the variable names. So I can have variable underscore something, and I can store, hey, this is a variable. So I can do that. I can do this. This is completely legal. I can have an underscore uh, inside the variable, but I can't have any other like ampersand or any other special characters. Underscore is allowed in Python. So Now that you have stored the variables, the value inside a variable, let's try to print it out to the console. So to print something, you will use the print command to print any variable or any sort of text output to the console. So let's say I want to print the value inside the z. So I will just save it and let's go to the Python. Let's go to the terminal and we will say Python, the file name, and we'll hit enter. See, it did print out hello world. That is the variable z. Z has hello world in it, so it printed out hello world. Pretty neat. So this is it for this video. This is all about the variables, how Python handles the variables, what are the variable types that you can have, how can you declare a variable, what can't you do with a variable, or what can't or what a variable name can't have, and what it can have. This was just a quick refreshing about variable types and in Python. I hope it helps. See you in the next video. In the next video, we'll be talking about functions. So see you in the next video.